Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Laura Marenko. I am a contest prep coach, posing coach, and I also do makeup for my clients that compete, and also non-competition makeup if that's what you prefer. This tutorial is just so with the purpose of teaching you guys how to do competition makeup. I'm showing you mostly drugstore products, since the whole idea is to save you a little bit of money. You don't have to go out and spend $400 at Sephora. I mean, if you want to, please go ahead and do so. Go to the MAC counter if you want to, and tell them what you're doing, and they'll find the foundation color for you. If not, then I am writing down below the products I use, and I'll also mention other ones that I didn't use, a drugstore brand that you can purchase at the drugstore. So again, I'm trying to make it a little bit easy on you, and just a couple of things. Remember that your makeup doesn't have to be so over the top that it's going to take away from your physique, okay? I try to avoid like crazy glitters on my eyes, just because, especially because of the lights, that kind of reflects a little too much. As far as your falsies, I always go with wispies. I don't want them to go too crazy because it'll cast a shadow and it'll kind of look weird on stage. Again, this should flow with your makeup, with your tan and your suit, and you just want to accentuate your features. Again, it is a stage makeup, so it has to be a lot more dramatic than what you would do for, say, a night out or every day, obviously. I have chosen a brown smoky eye just because it's more universal overall, and you know, anyone can wear a brown smoky eye. Now, if you are wearing a color suit and you kind of want to go along the lines with that color scheme, then go ahead and do a smoky eye on purple, green, or blue, whatever it is that you chose. So yeah, the makeup should complement your stage look. Remember that your nutrition and your workouts are the main thing. This is kind of like the fun part of getting on stage and just presenting all the work you've done the last 12-20 weeks. So if you are interested in learning how to do your stage makeup, please keep on watching. So I'm going to start by priming my face. Now, I have already moisturized my face and moisturized my under eye area, which is very important. So I'm going to go into primer. I am using the Pore Minimizer by Benefit. Now, you can use any primer you like. I mean, there are several. I'm just using this a little bit. There are several drugstore brands that are great, but this is what I have right now. Like any silicone base primer is gonna be fine. I use one by Cover FX, Milani, I mean, you name it. There are several good primers. All right, so after that, I'm going to go on to foundation, and I'm going to use a foundation brush to apply it. Just for the sake of the video, I'm using this L'Oreal True Match in Classic Tan. I have used this on clients before, and it shows very nicely on stage. Also, you can do the Fit Me Poreless. Is good. You can use like also like a Classic Tan is good. Anything that is long wearing, look for that, and try to avoid high SPF because that tends to flash back a little bit too much. Now, this has SPF 17, but it's worked perfectly on stage in the past. So for the sake of the video, I'm going to use this. Oh, I forgot to mention the L'Oreal Infallible. Also is very, very good on stage. So I'm gonna go and just dump a little bit of this on my hand. You can use your fingers if you want to. Just for today, I'll be using a brush like I would do on clients. Remember, you're going to drag this down onto your neck because you want to basically blend the foundation with your tan. And by the way, I do have a coat of Jantana on my upper body here. I had it in there, so might as well use it. All right, so I'm going to grab a damp, it can be a beauty blender, it can be the one by Real Techniques. This one is by Morphe. And I'm going to pounce this onto the skin, and this will help blend the foundation. Do a little bit. And remember, you want to drag this into the hairline, just like if you would do if you were normally doing your makeup. Also, you want to make sure you get your ears. Now also keep in mind that you don't necessarily want your face to end up as dark as your body. So that's why we will be highlighting as well. Because you want the makeup to basically flow with your tan, but not necessarily go as dark. So you're gonna pick something that is maybe like 2 to 3 steps darker than your normal skin tone. But I've used this foundation on clients that are a lot lighter than me, and it's worked out fine. So now make sure it's all blended, and I am leaving my eye area bare because that's where I'm going to just prep for eyeshadow and stuff. Now I'm going to highlight. I'm going to use the Sharp tape, Tarte Shape Tape. Now, if you want to have something that is drugstore, there are different ones that you can find. But you can also do this e.l.f. contouring kit. And this is what I'll use to contour today. But it's pretty affordable. You can use that. Or, you know, any drugstore concealer you might have. So I'm actually going to use the same concealer as a base on my eyes. And the idea on here is that you want to have some sort of a foundation as well on your eye area so that the makeup lasts. So I'm actually going to blend this with my finger. And I'll be using this as a highlighter as well. The idea here is to make it a little bit easier on you. I go with this brush. Just make sure everything is blended. Now you can do your eyes first and your foundation afterwards, but I always do my face first and then eyes. The reason for doing your eyes first is so that in case you have fallout from the pigment on the eyeshadow, it doesn't ruin your face makeup. But there's a couple tricks that I can show you to avoid that happening. So you want to apply all your creams first and then your powders, okay? Now I'm going to continue to highlight a little bit more here. Go here, a little bit up here. And the reason why I'm highlighting the center of my face, because that is where the lights hit. And it should be a little bit lighter and give dimension to your face. So that already gives us a little bit of dimension. Now we're going to move on to eyebrows. Now you can use something by Anastasia Beverly Hills if you wanted to. Also, like e.l.f. has a good one, and just about any line has an eyebrow pencil. And remember that you want to accentuate everything because you're going to be on stage. So this is stage makeup. All right, there's going to be a lot of light on your face. So it might look a little bit heavy in person when you're not on stage, but once you're on stage, I mean, it looks fine. So I am using the Goof Proof Brow Pencil by Benefit. And I'm actually going to do these eyebrows off camera just because it takes me a little bit longer, just because I have non-existent brows. So I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I have eyebrows on, I'm going to move on to eye makeup. So in order to avoid the fallout from messing the rest of your face, you can add some loose powder. I usually use a Laura Mercier brightening powder, but I do have this e.l.f. one right here, and it works as good, especially if you don't want to spend the money on a Laura Mercier. This is the Sheer Loose Powder by e.l.f. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dump it on here. And this is also a powder that you can use on everyday makeup as well. Now that it's wet, I'm going to dip it into the powder. Be generous. And you want to go pretty heavy on it. And this will also help you set your under eye concealer. So I'm going to drag it all the way back here. As you see, I'm being quite generous, and you will basically just swipe this off after you're done with your eyeshadow. So for the sake of this video, I was planning on doing a brown smoky eye just because it's very universal, and it basically goes with any suit color. My last show I wore a bluish purplish suit, and my eyes were on the purple side, and maybe I should do that. I don't know. But anyway, so you can do, basically if you're wearing a green suit, you can do a smoky eye with green. You can do a smoky with purple, smoky with, I don't know, bluish, or just your brown smoky eye, which is pretty much, as I said, universal. So you can't go wrong with it. So I'm actually going to do a brown, since I've done that before many times for shows and other clients, and they loved it. So it's going to be more like a brown golden. So I've always used for shows the Too Faced, this is the chocolate bar, semi-sweet chocolate bar. As you see, it's been really used. I've used that along with my Lorac palettes. Now if you don't want to spend the money on expensive stuff, you can do anything from Milani. This is kind of what I used at my last show. It has purple and pinks if you want to do that route, or the NYX Ultimate Multi-Finish Shadow Palette. NYX has pretty good makeup. Also, another palette that it's really good quality and pretty affordable is the one by Carly Bybel by BH Cosmetics, and you can find this at Ulta for like 20 bucks. So it has all kinds of neutrals and highlights, and it's like $22. So it's a good deal, and you can use that for for the show, and then you can use it for every day as well. Semi-Sweet by Too Faced. So I'm gonna go first with Mousse. It's gonna be my transition color. And I'm using a fluffy brush by IT Cosmetics. And I'm going to work this on the outer corner of the eye and then drag it inwards. So this is gonna be our transition color. You always want a transition color because you don't wanna go straight into a dark brown because it's not gonna look good. So I'm gonna do one eye first and then the other. So circular motions on the outer corner and then just drag it inwards. You're going onto your crease and then a little bit above. I'm gonna get this camera a little closer so you see what I'm doing. So again, you want to grab the brush from the farthest spot you can, just so you're not using too much pressure. And again, I'm just really aiming to show you guys an easy way to do your makeup and, you know, not screw it up and save some money. So obviously hiring a professional is going to be your best bet, but if you are really wanting to try this on your own, this is kind of like the easiest way to do it. There are different ways to do it. Everybody does it differently. So just do as you please. I suggest you try this beforehand and just practice. So after the mousse, I'm gonna go on to truffle, which is a little darker brown. And I am switching to a Morphe taper brush. I'm just going to dip it in here, tap the excess, and then again I'm gonna work again from the outer corner. So I'm concentrating the product on the outer corner of the eye, and then I'm just gonna drag it inwards with whatever is left over. So I'm gonna go back to my initial fluffy brush. And I also have this little cleaner quick erase makeup color from eyeshadow brushes. It's by Whispers, and I got this at Walmart. You can find this, you can just swipe on here and then it takes that product off. You can find this at Ulta, they're a different brand, TJ Maxx, just about anywhere. So I'm gonna go and with this clean brush and just blend what I have done already. Because blending is gonna be your best friend. Just back and forth motions. And I am slowly kind of dragging it upwards, whatever is left on the brush. And again, this was a cleaner brush. So I'm gonna go back with a smaller brush, actually. I'm gonna grab this pencil brush by Morphe. Now you can find these these brushes at Ulta. These Morphe ones are pretty inexpensive. They're anywhere from $6 to $20. These are like $6. But if you don't want to spend a ton of money on brushes, you can get some e.l.f. brushes as well, and they work as well. Like this one is my e.l.f. Crease brush, and I think this is like $3. So I'm actually going to grab this one, and I am going to go on to a little bit of a darker brown, and this is going to be Frosting. Excuse me. And I'm just going to dip it on there, tap the excess, and then go again on the outer corner. And that's how you're going to build your intensity. I am so tired of having a runny nose. So I'm going to dip it in again. Actually, I'm going to go into this cocoa chili one and tap it in, tap the excess, and then going again over all those colors that I just put on. Now I'm concentrating on the outer corner of the eye mostly as we go darker. And then just blending it in. But as you see, the intensity is building, and that's kind of what we're aiming for. Okay, so now I am going to move on to a shimmer, and we'll probably come back and work on those same colors we just did. So I'm grabbing a flat-headed brush. Okay, Wet n Wild has a good one. It's like $2. And I'm going to go into my Lorac palette. And since I'm focusing on browns and golds, I'm going to grab this called Rose Gold. I'm going to pat my brush, and I'm going to place this in the center of my eye. Now I'm going from the lash line all the way up to my crease. Okay, now moving on to amber. This one is a little bit more of a copper gold. I'm going to go over the same color. And again, we're building up the intensity. You can just drag it all the way in to the inner corner. I mean, you can basically mirror what you did here onto the inner corner, but just for the sake of making it easy on you, I'm just going to drag this gold all the way in, and it looks as good. Now I'm going to go to Gilded, which is this gold, and I'm going to tap the brush in again. Now I'm going to go right in the center, just for a pop of shimmer. Okay, now I'm going to go on with my initial blending brush. Here is my It Cosmetics blending brush, and I'm going to continue to blend what I've done just on the crease. Okay, that way the colors blend seamlessly. I'm going to go back and actually going to add, I got this palette yesterday, it's by NYX and I haven't used it yet. This one is all pastels, and they're called electric pastels. So I think I'm going to use that in the center of the eye again. And for that I'm going to use my finger. So, ooh, look at this gold, so pretty. And you can use a brush if you want to, but sometimes I feel that the finger does a much better job at just blending it. Once you warm up the product, it blends so much better. Here's your pop of gold. Just kind of blend it in. And I'm gonna go back onto the outer corner of the eye again. And I'm gonna move on to my Lorac matte colors, and I'm gonna surprise my camera die. So I went ahead and did my left eye, but I left off, I was going into corduroy, and again with that little pencil brush, I'm gonna just dip it in. This is pretty pigmented, so make sure you tap the excess, And then you're just gonna go with a very light hand right on the outer corner just to deepen up that shade we were doing earlier. And then I also went ahead and kind of did a little bit of brown in the inner corner, just to make it a little bit more dramatic. And then just running onto the crease. Now this is truly optional, but I think it kind of makes the eye pop a little bit more. And that's almost it. I'm going to touch up again with that glitter color I used from NYX. Just kind of farther blend, make it pop a little bit more. And I'm going to go onto a highlight, back to this Lorac palette. I'm going to use this detail brush here. So I'm going to go onto the lightest shade, and I'm going to run it just below the brow. Nothing too crazy, just enough to make it pop a little bit more. And you want to make sure you're blending that. Other side. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and dust off all this baking powder. And for that, I'm going to grab, let's use this brush by It Cosmetics. It's a clean brush, so I'm just going to go and just brush this off. See, no fallout to be afraid of. You can also use that trick on everyday makeup, or if you're going out or something and you want to go a little bit heavy on the eyes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the eyeliner, and for that I am using this one called Sex Kitten by Tarte. So again, we can do a wing if you want it to. You don't have to do a wing. In fact, I won't do a wing. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm going to start from the center. I'll try that wing and see how it goes. I'm going to do the other side off camera, and I'm going to apply some falsies. Now, a word on the falsies, okay? I've competed for 10 years, and maybe the last couple of years I used falsies. I won my class several times without falsies. So if you are not comfortable with falsies, you don't need them. You know, again, the judges are looking at your physique and the overall package, yes, and it's nice to accentuate with falsies, but if it makes you feel so uncomfortable, like an elephant is sitting on your eyes, don't even worry about it and just go without and just use like tons of mascara. But ideally you do want to do falsies. But again, don't think that because you're not wearing falsies you're not going to do as well. Remember that it's your physique that's going to make you win. Your conditioning, your muscle tone, and you know, your tan, you know, your makeup flowing, your hair. So again, it's up to you. I recommend you wear them, but if you hate them, then don't wear them. And I'll be right back. Okay, so now I have my Ardell Wispies on, and this is what I used for falsies. I went ahead and put them on and then apply some mascara just to kind of merge my natural lashes with the falsies. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off the lower area of the eye, because we can't just leave that naked. And I'm going to grab this liner brush by Morphe, and again I'm going to kind of go over with the same colors that I went in the top and build up that brown. You can also a black eyeliner. And for that I am using just a regular pencil liner. The one I have here is also the Sex Kitten pencil by Tarte. I'm going to run that along my waterline. Now this will take me less time to do when I'm not talking. But since I'm explaining to you guys, it takes me a little bit longer than usual. Okay, so now the eyes are done. And we're gonna move on to contour, and then we're gonna set. So I'm actually using this cream contouring palette by e.l.f. You can go with something fancy from MAC if you wanted to. Just for the sake of the video and showing you guys, you know, how to do it more on the affordable side. I'm just gonna use more of drugstore products today. So I'm gonna grab this contour brush, and I'm going to grab this one on this corner, and I'm going to run it from the top of my ear underneath my cheekbone. Okay, now you don't have to come all the way down, just about right. I'll show you here. From here just to there. Like so. Now you also want to contour, obviously, your forehead. Let me go a little bit over here. And for that, I'm going to go with this little bit lighter one and see how that goes. If I need to go darker, then I can just come back and go darker. So this cream contour is basically going to last a little longer throughout the day, opposed to just doing powder. Now I'm going to go also and mix those two and go across the jawline. And what this is doing is just creating dimension on your face. And then I'm going to also contour my nose a little bit. And I'm going to grab that pencil brush I had earlier and just go right here. Now you don't have to do a contour for your nose. I'm just doing it because I like to. kind of makes the nose a little bit more narrow. So now I'm going to go ahead and blend, and for that I am going to grab a blending brush by Real Techniques. So I'm just going to do a circular motion and just blend it in. Run it along here. And that just creates more dimension. And you can use your beauty blender for this as well. You can do whatever you want. So now that I have done my cream contour, I'm going to highlight, and I'm going to use this kind of like a banana color, and I'm going to see, I'm going to clean this brush, see how that goes. Okay, it's clean. I'm going to dip in my brush from here, and I'm going to run it right underneath that darker area, so just like right here. And again, it's going to create more dimension. I'll do a little bit on the nose. And to blend it in, I'm going to use this stippling brush. And small circular motions. Make sure it's well blended. Now I'm going to go over my contour with my Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D. I also have this bronzer palette by e.l.f. It works as well, but I really love this Kat Von D palette. So I'm going to grab a little bit of a larger brush, and I'm going to dip it onto these two colors here. I'm going to go over the contour just to kind of set it and make it pop. So again, you want to make sure that you are blending it onto your neck. You can do a little bit on the ears if you need to. And then I'm going to go over the lighter area with the banana color. Dip it in, and then just kind of run it along here. So all the areas we basically have highlighted. So the secret is going to be always in blending. Okay. So I'm going to set the rest of my face. I'm going to use this NYC Smooth Skin Loose Face Powder. I'm just going to go a little bit over all the other areas that I did. I'm just going to use this little sponge that comes with it. And I'm just going to set where I didn't contour. Gonna go over it a little bit. And dipping that powder brush and just to kind of blend everything in. Okay, so now I'm going to go on to blush. Now again, this is stage makeup, so you do need to go a little bit stronger than you would on every day. So this is my Morphe palette. This is pretty pigmented. So I'm going to grab this blush brush and I'm going to go in with this one. I'm going to mix this one with this one. So just dip my brush and I'm going to smile and go over my apples of my cheeks. Circular motion, slider hand, and then just kind of drag it upwards a little bit. Okay, we're almost there. Now I'm going to go over my eyebrows again a little bit more, now that the makeup is pretty much done, just to kind of accentuate a little bit more. You know what, I didn't do mascara on my lower lash line, so I'm going to do that right now. Now another trick that you can do, say if you don't have foundation that is the tan color, you can use your regular foundation and then get this at Sephora. This is a Perfection Mist Airbrush Bronzer for face and body. And I've used also this on clients, so I will just do regular foundation and then we're just going to go over the whole face and it just kind of blends perfectly with the tan. Okay, so let's move on to lips. Again, we need to go a little bit stronger on everything since it's stage makeup. Okay, so first I'm going to moisturize my lips. And this is just a lip balm, a tinted lip balm from Ulta. And I'm going to go with this pencil I got on my Ipsy bag. It looks purple here, but it's really kind of reddish brownish. And to finish off the lips, I'm going to go with this Buxom Red lip balm. Not lip balm, but gloss. And that would probably be it, you guys. Maybe I'll touch up my cheeks a little bit more. But as you see, the brown smoky eye is going to be pretty universal, as I said, and it goes with any skin tone, goes with any suit color. It works pretty good. So again, if you're wearing a purple suit, you can do a smoky with purple shades. You know, if it's green, you can go that route. If it's, I don't know, blue, you can go blue as well, but I'm not a big fan of the blue. But this pretty much is your final look. And after that, I don't have my setting spray here, but you want to have a MAC Fix Gloss. Is pretty good. Yeah, I don't have it here, to set your makeup. Also, Urban Decay has one. It's the All Nighter. That's pretty good setting powder. So again, this is the final look. If you have any questions or comments, please write them below, and I would love to help you. Now remember, if you are not comfortable doing this, obviously you need to practice it several times, but if you're not comfortable, just hire a makeup artist. Usually the show will have a makeup team to do makeup. If it's local and they're booked, they're full, I can always come in and do your makeup. I usually do it for my clients, and I really don't take that many people, maybe 3 to 4 tops. So if I have clients competing, I'll help them out if they want to. If not, I mean, it's fine, whatever you guys want to do. This is just basically to help you figure out how to do it on your own, save a little bit of money. I know since prep is expensive after the suit and tan and all that, it gets pricey, so you can do this on your own, and just, if you love makeup like I do, then just practice it and, you know, get it down. I've always done my makeup the last 10 years, and I mean, I've made mistakes, and it's fine. That's how you learn on most things. So yeah, if you like this tutorial and find it useful, please give me a thumbs up and make sure you follow me.